Welcome back to the Raising Our Vibration podcast, where we explore higher consciousness through spiritual practice. And today, Stephen and I are going to explore how to find flow in what feels like the chaos of our world right now by honoring the body as a sacred temple, as a safe space that we can find refuge. So this really contrasts with our relationship to our body, at least in Western European culture, where we are very focused on the mind and elevate the mind and the conceptual body and our inner narration and our thoughts and all our imaginings to this lofty and all-important place. And we tend to disregard signals from the body. In fact, as we were talking about it in the last podcast, we're trained from when we sit in school to disregard the body, sit on these, maybe if you're like me, I don't know how they are these days, but they had hard wooden chairs. And it was uncomfortable to sit in these seats. We had to sit in these seats for hours on end when all we wanted to do is get up and run and play and express the body. And so we're taught to disregard the information that's coming up from below, to including the heart and emotions, right? So it doesn't matter how you feel. Here's the task at hand. The task is mental, and you have to sit here, be still, be quiet, and do it. And this carries over into a lot of the way our life in corporate culture is, where we continue that same process for 40, 50, 60 hours a week. And we really don't honor the needs of the body, the needs of our emotions. Economy tends to rule, and the economy is to a large degree this mentally focused task work. So that's where we are at, and the idea that the body is a sacred space, that the body is the vehicle for our spiritual transformation, for the transformation of consciousness, that it is the most sophisticated technology that we could ever imagine. And we're disregarding its signals. We're disregarding it as a space within which that we inhabit, and a space that is rich with energy and information. So Stephen and I have started reading this book called The Wakeful Body by Willa Blythe Baker, Somatic Mindfulness as a Path to Freedom. And there's a quote right before chapter 1 of this book that sums up what we want to talk about, what we want to guide you into today. This quote is from Maitripa, and it says, "Don't search for isolation in a mountain retreat. The mountain of your body is the best sanctuary." The best sanctuary. So take that in and just consider how you think of your body versus a sanctuary. Like, contrast how you normally perceive your body. So from working with clients a lot on in holistic fitness and stretching, meditation, Tai Chi, Qigong, and so on over the years, Stephen and I both, I had people come to me all the time and complain, "Oh, this part of my body is hurting." And the body was kind of like this thing that got dragged around. People didn't really want to work out. That's why they paid me money to help them work out, right? Because they they weren't in touch with the body, but they knew they had to work out because it's good for them, but they really didn't want to be there. They weren't in touch with their body. And now it's got all this pain. My neck, my lower back, it has all this pain. Can you fix it? Just fix it for me. So we have this disconnection where we feel pain in the body, and we either want to go to a doctor and get something to kill the pain or some medicine to fix it, or maybe you go to a trainer or some kind of physiotherapist and you want them to fix it for you so you can disregard it again and get on with living in the mind. And so I found that orientation to the body to be very common. And I would often, when somebody had a pain, I would lead them back through a process of inquiry. And it would be like, okay, well, when did you start feeling that pain? I don't know. I don't know. Well, did you have it a week ago? Did you have it? So I'd take them back. Okay. Yeah, no, I didn't have it then. Okay. Yeah, maybe it started then. So I'd say, well, what were you doing then? Right. And then they'd say, I don't know, I did nothing. I just woke up and I had this pain. I'm like, okay. So what happened the day before, the night before? Right. So I'd lead through this process of inquiry centered around this pain in the body. And I would draw people or try to get them to the point where they would find an emotionally salient experience. Well, I had this argument with my boss, and it would invariably, there was some emotional event, emotionally triggering event where they were stressed and they had some sort of emotional interaction. And very soon after that, their body started to experience pain. But they would say, that's not it. That's not it. I just woke up this morning. So there was no connection because there was not that mindset that this body, physical body, emotional body, mental body, they're all one. What happens in our emotions is picked up in the body and stored in the cells. And so anyway, as people became aware of, yeah, okay, yeah, maybe there's something to that. It would be amazing how that awareness, that emotional awareness, combined with the somatic awareness of where is it in your body, how does it feel, and so on, would lead to the pain starting to be relieved. So we can say the same thing on the side of our spiritual practice and the transformation of consciousness. We can work, or actually it's most effective to work from the ground up, right? To work through the body into the emotional body and have that transform the mind and our consciousness. So we thought today we'd guide a practice that sees the body. Have you see your body? Have you experienced your body as a sacred space, as a temple for your spirit, as the place you go as a refuge to find peace and flow? And so let's go into that practice now. So I'm going to begin the practice, just kind of set up the foundation of the practice, and then Stephen's going to take us deeper into it. And so that our hope is to, first of all, connect you to your body in this very felt sensory way, but then to shift perception of the body. So we actually start to see, feel, experience the body as a sanctuary, as a sacred space. So let's go into that together now. So if you will, find a comfortable seat. Have your feet flat on the ground. And for this, let's cup our hands in our laps with the tips of our thumbs touching lightly. And just let your hands rest down in your lap. And lightly close your eyes. And just begin by tuning into your body. And notice if you feel your body. Is there anywhere in your body that you feel, where there's a prominent feeling? Could be either a sensation that's uncomfortable, painful, or any place that feels nice and comfortable and like a safe space. So just feel into your body. And if you don't have feeling in your body, that's okay. You just acknowledge that and take a moment and be present here and whatever is presenting itself. And what if you viewed your body as a sacred space, as a safe refuge? You might find that your body stores all kinds of feelings or memories, and that's okay. It's okay. What if you can just allow whatever is in the body to be okay? Now I want you to view your body as a sacred mountain. And your feet are the base of this mountain, the foundation of the mountain. So feel your feet firmly on the ground. If you need to wiggle your toes or press your feet into the ground, you can do that. But then just relax and feel your feet as the base of this mountain sanctuary, this sacred mountain. And feel the base of the mountain up through your legs and into your pelvic bowl, resting in your seat. So the base of the mountain is weighty, it's solid, it's reliable. Now feel into your hands open in your lap. And feel that your hands and your arms, your pelvic bowl, all that together surround an open, sacred space that rests on the foundation of your feet and your legs. So there's an open space in this mountain. And in the center of that space is your heart, that sanctuary in the center of your body. The Holy of Holies, the center of the temple. So feel this open space of your pelvic bowl, hands and arms, and your heart, that inner sanctuary. right in the center of that space. And from your heart, you can feel an open channel, like a shaft of light up through the center of this mountain sanctuary, up through the top of your head. And there's an opening at the top of your head. That light is shining in, illuminating that inner sanctuary. So feel that peak of the mountain sanctuary, the top of your head, standing or rising tall. So feel your body, your feet and legs, your pelvic bowl is the base of this mountain sanctuary, the open space and the inner sanctuary of your heart. And the lofty peak pointing to the sky above and the light shining down. And I'll pass to Stephen to guide us from here to explore this mountain sanctuary, this sacred space.
So as you rest down and bring your attention right down to the body's natural earthiness and groundedness in your feet, the ground of the mountain, letting all your attention go to that ground towards your feet, and letting your attention moving deeply into the ground of your feet. Now we're going to open the body like a sacred temple. So as you move through your body, move through each body part as if it is a room in a sacred temple that you're viewing like a young child, exploring with gratitude and appreciation, with a sense of love and awe, with the delight and innocence and freshness you might have if you were coming upon a sacred room in a temple for the very first time. So begin with your feet, the grounded earthiness of your mountain. And here is the first room of the sacred temple. It's as if right at the base of the mountain there is this sacred temple that you're beginning to explore, that you might not have spent much attention on or even noticed recently. The feet that support you, the sacred temple of deep support and ground. So here, go into your left foot, and with a sense of gratitude for the sacred place, the sacred space that supports you, feel into the soles of your left foot. Feel into your left big toe with a sense of awe, almost as if you're greeting your left toe, this sacred space in a sacred temple for the very first time. And you're finding new delight just in the sensations of your body. What's present here in the left big toe? So you're spending time getting to know this sacred space of your toes, the second toe, the third toe, the fourth toe, and the little toe. Each toe feels different. You might never have felt them individually before. It's like exploring 5 separate rooms in a sacred temple, each one filled with delight, with freshness. Each one brings a new sense of appreciation for the body. And now you can shift your attention to your right foot, to the ground of your right foot and the sole of your right foot, and with gratitude and appreciation for the sole of your foot, which is pressed on the floor and which supports you every day, every moment. Feel into that sacred room. Feel into the sacred room of your right foot. And particularly feel into each individual room of this sacred temple of your feet, as if every toe is a new and fresh discovery. The right big toe. Just notice the sensations here with a sense of awe, with a sense of appreciation. And then the second toe, third, fourth, the little toe. 5 new rooms. 5 new rooms filled with a sacredness, a freshness, a new sense of gratitude for everything that your toes do. 5 sacred rooms. And then you let your awareness flow up your feet, from the feet and the soles of the feet and the toes, up and through into your ankles, as if you're feeling your ankles with gratitude and appreciation for the first time. Actually visiting this sacred space in the sacred temple of your body for the first time. And then your calves. Feeling the calves with a sense of awe. Exploring your experience of the body as a natural expression of this sacredness, this sacred temple. Even the calves feel new and fresh. Perhaps you notice a difference in the sensations between your right and left calf. Perhaps in the level of support one calf provides over the other. Just notice this, bringing a sense of freshness and awe, sense of amazement at each of these new sacred rooms in your body temple. And the knees. Noticing the way the knees rest, move, the energy flows in them. And then thighs. You might notice the thigh muscles on the top or on the bottom, the hamstrings. You might notice these as sacred rooms. The way that they move or support you is now greeted with a new sense of gratitude and appreciation, with a deeper sense of awe. With deep delight. A sense of gratitude that this sacred space, these sacred body parts, these sacred rooms all function in the way that they're supposed to, and that they flow and that they open to new delights when you allow them, when you bring a sense of appreciation, when you bring this sacredness and awe to each of these rooms in your sacred temple. And then through into the pelvis and all the energies in the pelvic area. Again, exploring the pelvic area like a brand new room, filled with delight, filled with awe, filled with the power of creation itself. There's a whole freshness in this room too. Just taking the time to explore this sacred space, this sacred room in your body temple. Flying up into the belly, the digestive system, the elimination systems, all of the extraordinary way this room in your temple is arranged. You just explore it, the feelings here, with this deep sense of awe and this deep wonder and appreciation for the fact that all these processes are flowing, are moving through you. Sense of delight and innocence in the aliveness. Sense of freshness in every room of your sacred temple. Then flowing into the Holy of Holies, the heart chamber itself. Exploring the chest and the heart. A deep sense of love. As if you're a young child exploring the feelings around your heart and the chamber of the heart. This Holy of Holies for the very first time. Some places of your body, some spaces, some of these rooms, you might want to dwell or rest here for a long time. And as you move through this in your own space, feel free to take the time to look around, to feel, to share in everything that you sense for as long as you wish. There's a whole new delight in the heart, in that Holy of Holies, that chamber of love. There's a whole new innocence and freshness here. And then feeling into the shoulders. The rooms of your arms, the spaces there, the elbows, and the forearms. You feel into the flow of these sacred spaces in your holy temple with a sense of awe, Maybe you've never felt your forearms, taken the time to delight in the wonders that these sacred rooms hold, perhaps your wrists. And as you flow down into your palms, notice the left palm. With a sense of awe, you notice how much the left palm does for you, the left hand and the left fingers, how much this sacred space in your sacred temple has so many wonders and gifts. You bring a deep sense of appreciation to the room of your thumb and the first finger, second, third, and little finger. There's a deep appreciation that makes you smile when you consider all that the hands, the room of hands, does and brings to life. The sacredness of creation held in your hands, the space of creation. And then flowing up and through the chest and down and into your right hand, down the right arms into your right hand, and feeling into the palm and feeling into the wonders and delight of the right hand. You might notice a difference between the right hand and the left hand, depending on which hand you use the most. There might be a sense of love and awe at the balance and the shifting of energies. Maybe this is the first time you've really felt into the delight and innocence of exploring your right hand, the right thumb, the first finger, the second finger, the third, and the little finger. Each sacred room with its own gifts and treasures, each sacred space with its own sense of delight. You are this young child exploring this sacred temple for the very first time, because every moment your body is changing and every moment provides you the opportunity to feel with freshness and delight into these body sensations, whatever is present. And then you flow up and into the throat, and you feel all the energies moving from the base of the spine all the way up your back and through and into your throat. And here this sacred room opens you to different wonders. Maybe this room speaks to you, communicates to you, has messages to bring you. What happens if you sit here and just listen? Like a young child, feeling, hearing new sounds, new openings in this sacred space, this sacred room for the very first time. And then with the same flow, you move up and into your head, the chin, the lips, the nose, the eyes, into the back of the head, the ears, and the back of the skull. What is this sacred chamber open to you? Perhaps there's a new sense of clarity, awe. As you get to this chamber in your sacred temple, perhaps the chamber of awareness opens wide. Perhaps there's a newfound delight in the brain. As you move up through and into the brain, explore the pineal gland, the medulla, the frontal cortex. You explore whole new treasures that live here. Maybe you explore all the way up into the crown, the peak of the mountain itself. The peak of the mountain holds this treasure in this sacred room right at the top of your body, right at the top of the mountain. Perhaps this room is filled with tingling and new sensations and opening and light. Perhaps there's a whole delight and innocence and freshness that you, the young child in your own sacred temple, are beginning to explore. Perhaps you feel openings to the heavens above. Perhaps your sacred temple reveals other magnificent treasures just simply by you resting here in the crown with a deep sense of gratitude and appreciation for whatever arises here at the top of the mountain, in this sacred space, in your sacred temple. And now slowly, ever so slowly, open your eyes just a crack at a time, as if you are on top of the temple, on top of the mountain, and greeting the dawn and the rising sun for the very first time. You don't need to focus on anything. Just simply allow your experience of what you see as you open your eyes within your sacred temple to manifest openly with that same freshness and delight and awe and gratitude of a young child sitting in your sacred temple, greeting every object in your room, even the walls, like the rising sun, as if they too are fresh, new, open. You have that same quality of the young child in that sacred temple, relaxing into the space of awareness in your temple and allowing the experience of what you see, what you hear, what you feel throughout your day to unfold naturally and spontaneously from this deep, relaxed, open, resting, sacred temple of awareness. So thank you, Kevin, and thank you, everybody. And I'm going to pass back to Kevin now, and love and blessings in your day as you go about with the attitude of a young child. resting in your sacred temple, aware of all the wonders that a sacred temple brings.
Thank you, Stephen, for that beautiful temple tour. This temple feels very vibrant and sacred. Thank you all for engaging with us, for being open to transform how you experience your body and be open to a whole new of relating to what you have here as a vehicle for spiritual transformation and for experiencing the wonders of this life. So thank you all for your practice. Thank you again, Stephen, for guiding us in that. And if you'd like more information on meditation and awarenesses practices like this, including the ROV meditation app and the Raising Our Vibration book, as well as our online courses and practice community, you can visit us at raisingourvibration.net. And we'd love to hear from you there. Until next time, bye for now.